Yo, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? What's going on, guys?
Man, Joy, what's his name?
I don't know. I don't know. I've
Um,
looked at a lot of his shows.
Cutlow.
Okay.
Cutlow.
Duh. Yeah. I don't know what his
I
first
always
name is.
Hannity is the first one I come on. I think of, but Cutlow. So he interviewed Trump on here. He was like, "Man, and the title was headline: Biden is going to get us into a nuclear war." I see it. Biden will get us in. He could get us in a nuclear war because of his own selfishness and his own what's the word? What's the word when you going out something for yourself, forget everybody else?
His incompetence, his
No,
lack
no,
of being
I asked
able
you for
to.
the word, not the ones you want.
Not his lack of being able to president the United States of America the way we need to be president.
So let's get it. They gonna talk. They gonna. I want to hear what they talking about in this 7-minute
selfish
clip.
ambitions, corrupt mindsets.
Experiment. We've actually got some charts and graphs to show the points that you've been making. So to your point, the CPI overall, the level is up 17%.
Yeah.
Now, 30 months into it, Biden's inflation rate, 7.4% at an annual rate. Yours, less than 2%,
Yeah.
1.9%.
It was actually a perfect number, too. You know,
Unbelievable.
You're a student of inflation, right? You know how inflation, but literally 2% is the perfect number. They actually don't want it to be zero.
Yeah.
They want it to be 2%, and we hit 2%, if you think, 1.9%.
And by the way, I love your commentary, but look at this. Grocery prices, food at home.
Wow.
The level is up 20%.
Look at that.
Under your administration, 2% again.
Wow.
And then finally, on gasoline, Biden's back to 387. That's this week.
Going up.
And obviously, these numbers are not based from California because everything will be double this for California. This must be just across the country where it ain't goofy like California in their prices.
Yeah, I saw. I think my brother had a thing on Instagram where it was like $7.
It was $7.79. I saw that post he put, and he was over in what area is that? That's like close to Beverly Hills where he was, and it was $7.79 for mid grade. I was like, what? Why? I don't know why people keep trying to live there, but that's ridiculous. I don't care how much money you got, you just throwing a percentage away for nothing.
Yeah.
Yours was around $2 a gallon,
Right.
actually.
That's right.
This is the stuff that's driving people crazy. Let's go to the second one.
Okay.
He says he's created 13 million new jobs. Nobody can find it.
They're like, where are these jobs?
2.1 million. You had 4.9 million.
Right.
Of jobs
He
you knew
says
about.
He's created
for sure.
800,000
Trump had jobs that you knew people were getting. Biden, he was like, I made all these jobs. Where? You're not hearing about all these factories are open up because of Biden's initiative and whatever he put in place. You don't hear nothing about that. But when Trump had them, there were clear. It was clear job openings. Boom, massive job openings, hiring massively, and then it just started tanking when he took office. When Biden took office.
manufacturing jobs. No one can find them. It's maybe recovery from COVID, but that's all. You had more than twice as many. And then the other thing, in terms of people hurting and living paycheck to paycheck, the mortgage rate has jumped from 2.65% to 7.5%.
Yeah.
751. That
you
is
know what kind of
killing
mortgage that
people.
look like?
And I don't know that anyone's interviewed a president before and done all these numbers, but, you know, I know you like to do the numbers. And this is the story. There was a Trump boom, and there's a Bidenomics bust. I want to play a sound. Here's Biden attacking you.
When I took office, the pandemic was raging and our economy was reeling. Am I taking blame for inflation? No.
Why not?
Because it was already there when I got here, man. Remember what the economy was like when I got here? Jobs were hemorrhaging. Inflation was rising. We weren't manufacturing a damn thing here.
What do you make of that? Untruths? I mean,
is he talking
I could
about?
call it another word, but after all.
It's a disgrace.
Biden is one of those people that seems like they live in this matrix, right? And then in their mind, somebody's giving them a piece of paper and say, "This is what their numbers look like." But on the street, it doesn't reflect whatever these numbers have been given
And
to
I
you.
don't understand why people, they know he's lying. Why don't you check him on the facts? You all are the reporters. You have the information. Why aren't you calling him out? That's what I don't understand. No, sir. Actually, before you got into office, these were the numbers when Trump was president. Why don't you say that? You have the opportunity right there. Why would you sit there and let him give you that BS? That's what I don't get.
We had the greatest economy in history. We then got hit by the pandemic, and then all those jobs were coming back, and we had them back. All of those jobs that we created at a level that nobody's ever seen before, they were all coming back. They were pouring back. And for him to make the statement, I mean, here's one number, the mortgage rate's almost at 8%. And you know, they don't say there's one other thing, you can't get a mortgage. I mean, aside from the 8, you can't, people aren't able to get a mortgage. And we had it down to 2.65, even lower than that. Our gasoline price, you know, the gasoline price is at around $2. We actually had it down much lower than that for a big portion of time. No, we were doing a fantastic job,
That's
and I
killing
just see
people.
these numbers.
Don't you think that's killing people? It's killing ordinary people who have to drive to work. It's killing truck drivers.
It's so bad.
It's killing.
So bad.
It's killing housewives. It's killing suburbs.
Right.
All right. So there's a way out of this to get these prices back down.
New president.
Amen.
This guy.
That's
Look,
right.
we have
Please.
so many things that we're going to do, but one of the big ways, you got to get the price of energy down. And we have more energy under our feet. You know, I call it liquid gold. That's
Right
what
here.
We have. And we were going to be energy dominant. We were energy independent. We were, for the first time, I would say ever, but we were energy independent. We're going to be very shortly, within a year, we're going to be energy dominant. We were going to supply, and you worked on that very hard. You remember you were showing me the ships and
Yes,
the difference
yep.
between pipelines and ships and all that.
LNG, yes,
But
sir.
we were going to be sending energy to Europe at a level that we never saw before. We were going to make a fortune with it, like Saudi Arabia. You know, we were number 3 and number 4. And by the time I left, we were number 1 by a lot in terms of energy, oil and gas. We were sending it over to Europe. We were going to send it over to Europe in record numbers. We were going to pay off debt, massive amounts of debt. You know, we were making a fortune with this. And we were going to be paying off debt, and we were going to lower taxes even further. And it would have been a beautiful picture, but now they've stopped all of that. I mean, they ended Anwar. Ronald Reagan, a friend of yours, as you know, he wanted so, and authors, especially authors, right? But he wanted to get Anwar. And I got Anwar. Anwar could be the size of Saudi Arabia in Alaska, could be the size of Saudi Arabia. We would have had an energy boom like nobody has ever seen before, and we were going to use that to pay off the $35 trillion in debt. You would have been able to take big chunks out of that, and also at the same time lower taxes for middle-income people. And it would have been a beautiful thing, but they ended it. Look, they ended that, then they left the borders open. We built almost 500 miles of border wall. We were going to put up another 200. It was all made. It was sitting there ready to be installed. Would have taken 3 weeks.
Wow.
We were all set, and they didn't want it. I mean, the whole thing is incredible.
He spends his time attacking fossil fuels,
Yeah.
A, and B, business in general. I don't think I've ever heard a president in either party attack business so much, or attack oil and gas companies and coal companies that employ tens of millions of Americans. I don't understand that, sir.
Larry,
Well, he doesn't know anything. That's my point.
No. Biden knows more than anybody, but it's the route he chose because it whatever backs him financially that meets his objective, not the world's objective. The man knows what all the politics and everything. But if we take oil, everything would lower if we just took the oil from our own ground, not go across to the other countries to get it, not saying, oh, our problem is, oh, it's climate change, so let's make everybody electric. No, it's bull. That's bull crap. All that's crap. You could take that oil from right here. If they took oil from our ground, turn that to use that for gas, our California gas price would probably go down to $2.
Well, I'm talking about him not knowing anything is by when you listen to him and talk the untruths that he talks, and when it comes to certain facts. No, I don't. He's not accurate.
He's aware. He's just choosing to do the dark side.
Okay, he may be aware, but he is not giving the facts like they should be reported. That's what I'm saying.
Who, Biden?
Yes.
Because he has his own agenda, but that don't mean he don't know better. He knows better. The man been in politics for decades on decades. He knows better.
Of
He
course.
just chooses not to.
Right.
Because whatever it is that will take away from the money that he's supposed to get, he's not going to tell you to do right. He's not going to speak right. Funding Ukraine, but Maui got 1.9 million, but you sending billions to Ukraine. telling everybody, and we need to go electric. No, electric is not better than us doing with our own natural resource.
Harry, you watch him, he can't put two sentences together. He doesn't know where he is. He can't walk up a flight of stairs, let alone down a flight of stairs. And you look at this guy, we have the most corrupt president in the history of our country, and we have the most incompetent, simultaneously the most incompetent president. And what he's doing to this country, millions and millions of people are pouring into our country. Look at New York City, look at Chicago, look at these cities, what's happening to them, with hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens coming into and sleeping on Madison Avenue and sleeping in Central Park. And nobody's ever seen anything like this. And by the way, they're coming out of prisons, they're coming out of mental institutions, and they're terrorists, a lot of them. And this is going to be a problem for this country for a long time. And we have to close up that border. We have to seal it up, except for people that want to come in legally. We had the safest border in the history of our country. Now we have, I think, the worst border in the history of the world. I mean, there's no country that would have allowed this to happen.
Exactly.
And it's almost as though they want it to happen. It's almost as though, because the concept of open borders, especially when you don't even check the people just walk into the country. So we don't even know where they come. They come from countries that nobody ever even heard of. And last month they had 142 countries that people came in from these countries. Many of them nobody ever heard of. What's going on with Joe Biden it's
unbelievable.
Insane. But when you watch him, he can't speak, he can't walk, he can't do anything. And he's telling us about energy, and he's telling us about Russia and nuclear weapons. This guy is going to get us into a nuclear war.
He's trying to
That's my point. It's exactly all of those reasons. And just like I said, he doesn't know it. I mean, come on, he can't talk. He can't. Exactly. That's my point. Where is he getting his information? There may have been a time that he was sharp and he was on his A game, and he still was probably corrupt then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So
this ain't new.
But he had his bearings. But now it's all his corruption and ill will, how he's been doing things, is catching up with him. Now look at his state of mind and how his health is.
Yeah, it's deteriorated. He's deteriorated.
But it is. When I sit here and think about the state of our country, it's never been like this.
No.
Never.
No.
And to even know another aspect of what he's talking about, people just coming in and you don't even know where they're coming from. No background, countries you never heard of. What they're doing over there in their country. So it's, whoo.
It's time. Yeah, it's getting close, getting closer. And they, I hope they do something about the DA. They're back home from Georgia, because they've.
Well, that's another video.
That is another.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother. But that's some BS. Some BS.
On our
All
live.
right, come subscribe. Don't take a nosedive, but come down in the section below if you want some more.
Love you guys. Keep staying informed. Keep doing your research, doing your homework, and get involved. Love you guys.
Bye.